All right, time now is 12:17 afternoon on October 14th. I just woke up. I slept very freaking late at 3:25. After watching a 3-hour long movie, it was already like 2:30 or something. So yeah, it was a while. Um, but yeah, 3:25 to 12. I woke up once at 9 and then I think I didn't fall asleep for a whole hour. It wasn't a very great sleep too. I woke up a few times too. And sometimes I thought it was 11 a.m. and then I look at my clock and then I fall back asleep and I look at my clock again and it's only 10:30. I don't know, it's just really weird and wonky and surreal. Um I don't know what's going through in my head really. Um um fuck. I didn't receive any interesting notifications this morning. I woke up, nothing happened. So yeah, today we're in for another incredibly boring day. So as you can probably tell, I'm not planning to see the counselor today. But today there's a script writing club leadership meeting, and there's a chance that it may take place in person. And if that's the case, then I'll have to leave my apartment uh, to um, to CMD. Um, and if that's the case, then yeah, sure. If that's not the case, then I'll just stay at home the whole day again because I have nowhere to go and nothing to do. Um, I suddenly feel like I haven't reached level 6 again. You know, level 6 upper class? I mean, Aoba inviting me to work for her short film is a huge breakthrough. It's really significant, but sometimes I just want people to ask me to hang out just for the sake of hanging out, you know? I hope Pepper asked me to hang out. And I know Pepper's a girl and I'm a guy and I'm supposed to be the active one, but fuck that. So I don't know. I want to ask Pepper to hang out. I want to ask people to hang out in general. Like, how about Christian and Eric? Christian asked me to hang out before. That never happened. Um, I actually never hung out with anyone. I guess Potter counts. I guess yeah, but in round two, I've actually never hung out with someone just for the sake of hanging out. I've never done that. Aside from Thomas, I think I did like go to the Century City with Thomas a while back in late August. I think that happened. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, Yesterday I smashed a spider to death. That's that. And also more chatter in the family WhatsApp group. My mom talked about how much she wants to go to Team Lab Planets, which is an art exhibition in Tokyo, which is an idea I had. I told the family that I wanted to go there. But my mom will not arrive in Tokyo until the 22nd. Um, so that is kind of concerning because the moment she arrives, then we'll have to drive a car to Karuizawa. So maybe we go to Team Lab Planets together right before we leave on the 29th. That's the only other solution. And then my aunt, she said, "Oh, and then I checked the price. Apparently, it's really fucking expensive because it's one of the top art exhibitions in the world. The entrance fee is 3,200 yen, which is fucking 171 Hong Kong dollars, which is 21 US dollars. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy, okay? I even went online. I went to Reddit and searched, "Oh, is the Team Lab exhibitions worth it?" And a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, it is worth it." And then I put that in the chat, and then my aunt responded, "Oh, that's a reasonable price. It's not that expensive." It's the same time when I went there last time. And I'm like, "Oh, you've been there already?" And my aunt was like, "Oh yeah, I've been to Team Lab Planets and Team Lab Borderless. I've been to both of them." And then I start to think like, damn, It's 2022 and I haven't even been to Tokyo. If I have gone to Tokyo like way earlier, like if I have gone to Tokyo in 2015 instead of going to Osaka, I could have still seen so many things. There's so many things that are gone now, like the Tsukiji fish market, the Capsule Tower, the Sega sign in Akihabara, the Odaiba Ferris wheel, Team Lab Borderless. I'm all those things are forever gone now. Like Harajuku is forever changed. Like it's kind of a shame, you know? It's kind of a shame that I'll never be able to see those things because I'm too late. But oh well, it doesn't matter anymore. And it's just a small thought. But yeah, it is like, yeah. But yeah, nothing else. Snap back to reality, I guess. Let's not talk about Japan. I don't even know what's gonna happen by the end of October. I shouldn't think that far ahead right now. I don't know, it feels wrong. It feels wrong to not have anything to do. Given how rich and fruitful the last 2 weeks have been for me, I feel like I'm doing something wrong by not going outside of my apartment. Am I missing out something? I don't know. But yeah, that's that. I won't go out today. I'll go out to Nijia Market on Saturday and I'll go to the church on Sunday. That's for sure. And again, I got biology homework. I got K-drama to watch. I got reviews to do. Yada yada. That's it for today. Yep. Alright, time now 7:02 p.m. You know what? Let's wrap it up today. So I just came back home about 15 minutes ago, took out the trash, and my plan is to cook dinner, except right now it's not quite my dinner time yet. I'm hungry, but patience, okay? Gotta keep on the schedule. So you know what? I'll do my vlog right now, and then I'll just end it off here for today. And then I'll be in time for the dinner. So let's talk about today. I don't know what happened to me today. Okay, so right off the bat, early in the morning, apparently Cindy bumped the aircon temperature up to 80 fucking Fahrenheit again. 80 fucking Fahrenheit. Of course, that's why I didn't have a good sleep, because it was too fucking hot. But yeah, that's basically it. Nothing happened in the morning, but I ended up leaving. As you can probably tell, I ended up leaving, and I went to my college campus to attend the leadership scriptwriting club meeting. Basically, only me and Thomas. So I arrived. Here's me. Here's Thomas. Okay, before I left though, I was like, I don't know why, but today I seem really productive. I did 2 reviews. I finished the biology homework before I left, and right before I left, I washed the dishes. Like, used a dishwasher, and I took out all the clean dishes. I also did something that I have been putting off doing for 2-3 weeks, and that is to clean my blue shoes after the fucking mountain shoot with Thomas. I cleaned it, sprayed it with my alcohol spray, rubbed it with my alcohol wipes. On top of that, I finally did something. Ever since mid-September, Cindy has returned my blue luggage, but I've been planning to clean it, but I never did, but I finally did it. I cleaned it, and lo and behold, marks. This is brand fucking new. Great job. Great job. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't ruin the luggage or anything. It's so usable, but fuck. Okay, anyways. Left the apartment, went to the college campus, to the side campus, CMD. You know, basically my new school. apparently Thomas is in room 271 instead of 272 because 272 is locked. Fine, let's do 271. So I didn't know where 271 was, so I just walked around, and then I finally found it. But before I did, lo and behold, I walked up to the seat area. You know, a couple of days ago when Pepper and Connor, you know, when they were studying together and they were sitting in that area, I'm walking towards that spot, but from the backside, which is normally where I would go. From the studio side, not the classroom side. And guess what? Pepper and Connor are still there. They are still there for some fucking reason. So I don't know if they hung out yesterday or not, but they hung out on Wednesday to study, and then they're there today to study again. Bruh. So yeah. So I said hi. And Pepper's nice. Pepper's like, "Oh, hi. What are you doing here, for a class?" And I'm like, "No, it's script writing club meeting, leadership meeting." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And it's just them two sitting side by side studying. So I didn't bother them much. It's nice to see them both, I guess. So I asked them if they saw Thomas, and Pepper's like, "Oh yeah, Thomas went into that room." So that's 271. So I went into the room, and in the back end of a very dark, dimly lit, Thomas is sitting. And he had his laptop open, and he's about to join the Zoom meeting, and that's it. And it's a nice room. There's a nice little rolly seat where you can roll around, you can spin around. There's a whiteboard in the back, so I drew on it, which is quite nice. And I and Thomas had the meeting, and I didn't speak much. It's kind of boring. It's kind of plain. Suddenly, Kat messaged. Okay, about Kat. So I lost my black water bottle last Saturday after Owl Bus shoot. And Kat took it for me. She kept it for me. And I thought Kat's going to show up in the script writing club meeting today. I spoke to her beforehand, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll show up." Turns out she meant that she'll show up on Zoom because apparently she's in Seattle right now. So she has my black water bottle and she has it. But that's okay because I have spare water bottles, so that's not the end of the world at all. But a little while during the Zoom meeting, Kat texted Thomas saying that a guy by the name of Anton B is waiting outside right now thinking that we have a member meeting when we don't. We have a leadership meeting, which is different. So Thomas told me to go out to find him. I went out and I found this big white guy. Not that big, but he's, you know, chubby and has facial hair. And then he walked up to me and I said, "Oh, are you looking for script writing club meeting?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh, so we don't have a meeting today. It's leadership." And he asked me what's my name, and I said, "Enoch." And then he pulled out his phone. He pulled out Discord, and he's like, "Enoch, that's your name? Where are you? I don't see you in the Discord." So essentially what's happening is he's trying to make me prove that I'm the script writing club and that I'm not scamming him. Okay. And then I looked at his phone. Turns out my name is not in there for some reason. I don't know why. And so I'm like, "But yeah, I'm script writing club leadership, okay? Like, if you really want to join, you can come into the room." So I opened the room door to 271. Thomas was there, and Thomas was oblivious. Thomas was like, "Oh, so we're having a leadership meeting right now. If you want to join leadership, you can come into the room, but we don't have a membership meeting today." And he's like, "Oh, okay, thank you." And then he left. And before he left, he asked me, "How do you know my name?" And I said, "Oh, Kat told us." Us as in me and Thomas. And then he's like, "Oh, okay." And then so I went back with Thomas in the room on Zoom, looking at Zoom. And then Anton B returns again. He opened the door and he came in a little bit. And I didn't want to say a fucking thing. And then he said, "How do you know my name?" He said that again. And I said, "Oh, Kat told us." And then he asked me, "How did you recognize my face?" And I said, "Well, I guessed. I'm the fucking detective, bro. Of course I would know it's you. I'm not stupid. And then he's almost like, I don't know if he's like trying to threaten me, but he doesn't have much of a facial expression. So at first I thought he's just very skeptical that I'm a fraud. But then given that he asked the same question again, and given his very cloudy demeanor, I'm guessing that he's mentally disabled in some way. So he left at the end. But yeah, he's probably a little bit mentally disabled. Okay. Anyways, a little bit later in the meeting, the Italian professor showed up. And Thomas told me to get him, so I went out and get him. Professor, and Thomas, and the professor was like, "Oh, okay." And then he came in, and he was really nice for some reason. I mean, normally he's really chill, but yeah, he just walked in the room. So I was scribbling on the whiteboard behind me because I was bored. But when he came in, of course, I can't do that. But yeah, he came in, and we continued with the Zoom meeting. He added a couple things, and then we were brainstorming like games for the next Friday's meeting. And he's like, oh. And then he grabbed a marker and he drew on the whiteboard like, oh, I have a game idea and stuff. And then that's pretty much it. So it's good. It's good that both I and Thomas are making an impression on him. But also when the professor saw me, he said my name. He said my name, Enoch. He literally said it. So that's good, because last time I and Thomas talked about letters of recommendation, and Thomas asked me, does your professors even know your name? If they don't, they will never write you a letter of recommendation. They need to remember you first. Well, guess what? This professor does. And I'm 100% sure the Indian professor knows my name too. He's a smart guy. So yeah, that's that. So the leadership meeting is adjourned, and it was about I don't know, 6:15, 6:10-ish, I forgot. We left the room, and after we left, Thomas walked up to the professor and asked him a little more about how to proceed with the letters of recommendation, and then the professor's like, oh, you can send me stuff now. Yeah. And given that I also asked the same professor a couple days ago, professor also looked at me like, oh, you can send me too. So that's that. And then right before I walked away, so Pepper and Connor are studying. They seem to be actually studying and not flirting around. They were both listening to music, looking at their notes and their iPads. They seem fucking serious, But I walked up to them and I asked them, oh, so how long are you gonna stay? Just as a nice gesture. Just a goodbye word, And Pepper said, oh, I don't know. And Connor said, 11. I think this place opens until 11 p.m. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll leave you guys. Bye-bye. And they're like, bye. So there we go. I'm a noble man. I'm fucking noble, man. I'm fucking noble. I just walked off. Me and Thomas, we took the elevator down. We walked to the bus stop. And then we took the bus, and then I came back home. On our way and on the bus, I and Thomas talked about applications again. And that's cool because whenever I speak to Pepper a lot about transfer applications, I feel boring. I don't feel bored. I think she feels bored. And I feel boring. I feel like a boring person because I lack social skills. I don't know what to joke around with her with. So every time I talk to Pepper now, I still need like a motive. I can't just hit her up just because, But Thomas is the kind of guy who can't small talk because he also lacks the social, or more like he doesn't lack the social skills. It's just that he has no time for fun. So whenever I speak to Thomas, I talk to him about applications and transfer stuff, and he's fine and he's enthusiastic about this conversation topic because that's all in his head as well. That's why he couldn't get a girlfriend and he's 22. I'm such a savage. But me too. This is also why I'm 20 and I haven't had a girlfriend yet. Because I don't have the ability to have fun anymore. Because school life has fucking ruined me. Because society has broken me, But okay, fine. I and Thomas, we talked. And Thomas was so enthusiastic about the transfer stuff. He talked about how he's applying to UCLA for history. He's applying to USC, choice 1, script writing, choice 2, history. He's applying to LMU. And Boston U, and that's pretty much it. He's not applying for film production because apparently he hates it. That's great. I talked to him. I asked him, what do I do with the letters of recommendation? What do I do with the personal statements? And he said, I won't tell you much because we're technically competitors. We're competing against each other. And then I said, well, if you're not going for film production, but I am, then we're not competitors. And he's like, well, you'll go for script writing too, for USC, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he told me that apparently if I get into USC script writing program, I'll have to study 4 more years, regardless it's a transfer or not. Which means that if I get into USC script writing now, it's 3 years of my community college plus 4. So that's 7 years. Ain't no way I'm fucking doing that. And that's $66,000 per year tuition. 4 years? Fuck no, man. So, you know what? I told him, you know what? I think you're right. I don't think I'll apply to USC script writing then. And Thomas was like, are you saying this just to please me? Or are you for real? And I'm like, for real. So perhaps for USC second choice, so first choice is definitely film production. Second choice, I'll probably go for media studies or something like that. So there's that. And then there's a bunch of, Thomas asked me if I've written my essays yet. Not at all. I've outlined my personal statement, but any other essays? Haven't done a goddamn thing. And he said, oh, you better hurry. And I realized, holy shit, right. Because the deadline is December 1st. Well, actually, the supplementary material for UCLA is like January, but still close by. And the PIQs, the personal insight fucking questions, they're December 1st. I better start writing them. I better start busting my ass off, spinning my pen around, poking my eyeballs. I better start busting the words, man. I better be playing the words, man. I better be playing. So I better start writing my fucking essays, man. I better be writing my essays, man. Okay. So that's essentially there. I'm sorry. I'm stressed. I'm stressed and I don't know what the fuck's happened to me. Maybe it's because I had a terrible sleep. I had a dream today where I and a bunch of other people like attended this construction party in China. And like it was like a very stony, sandy, muddy theme park. And there's like this wooden bridge. And I know that this bridge is going to explode because Chinese production is bad. And it did. It was like fireworks. And I immediately ran away. But yeah. Leslie, the Chinese girl, and the other Chinese girl with the orange hair, they liked my Instagram story. Because I reposted an Instagram story about how there's a protester in Beijing who, put up a banner, take down Xi Jinping, strike, worker strike, student strike, go on a strike. We don't want dictatorship. We want elections. We don't want PCR tests. We want freedom. Very, very amazing. I'm truly astonished that such a brave person could do that. That they're such a brave person, and I salute them till the end. And I hope I hope whoever put up that banner doesn't get caught, because if he did, he's probably gonna get killed. That is insane. But it's heroic, and I really want to see that. Of course, I don't want the second Tiananmen Square massacre, but the people need to rise up. The only people who can help China right now is the Chinese themselves from the inside. The US Army is not going to do anything. NATO, UN, fuck them. The people in power is the Chinese people. And there's 1.4 billion of them. And when there is people, there is power. So if they organize an uprising, yes, that's your only chance. That's the only chance you'll ever gonna get. But yeah, I digress. So both of the Chinese girls like my stories. So both of them also fucking hate the Chinese government. That's amazing. That's actually fantastic. There's no political conflict of interest. That is superb. Dare I say superb. So there's that. And I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna really for real start working on my essays. I'm also kind of distracted with the whole Japan trip thing because again, this is the only thing I'm looking forward to in life. There's more discussion in the family chat room. I talked about how I plan December 21st. I already have it all planned out. So because of jet lag, I'll wake up really early. First thing I'll do, I'll go to Asakusa. I'll go to Sensoji, which is the very famous temple. If I go any later in the afternoon, then it'll be packed with tourists, and I don't want that. You go anywhere, you go to a popular tourist attraction, you go as early as possible or as late as possible, but early is always better. So Asakusa is the first thing, and then I'll have lunch there. And then I'll go to Akihabara for the afternoon. And then at night, I want to go to Shinjuku. I want to go to Kabukicho, the dangerous district, just to experience it myself. I told my aunt this, and my aunt was like, oh, you know what? Maybe we can have dinner in Shinjuku as well. Which is cool, but also not, because I kind of want to just go alone. So, I don't know. But if I go alone, then where do I get dinner? Do I go back to the Airbnb and have dinner and then go out alone again? Or like, I don't know. But I definitely, if I have some spare time, I want to go to Shinjuku. There are already so many places in Japan, especially in Tokyo, that I've missed out, that I'll never get back. I don't have to worry about historical places like temples and shrines because they're cultural history, but streets, very famous streets and districts like Kabukicho. What if in 2023 something happens and it becomes a dead street? Like, I can't have that happen. There's also Harajuku, but that's already dead, kinda gentrified. And like other places like Shibuya, I mean, I still want to go to Shibuya, but I probably don't have the chance. And there's Team Lab Planets that my mom wants to go. Apparently my mom has been to already. I don't know, but I still want to go to Team Lab Planets. So that's happening. And then I also checked Jikokudani Monkey Park. Because the thing is, we have no idea when will the monkeys show up. So if you go to the official Facebook page of the Jikokudani Monkey Park, every morning at 8:20 a.m., they will report, today the monkeys will not show up. Today the monkeys have shown up. Today, maybe the monkeys will show up. We're looking for them now. And they even have like blogs, like, oh, in the autumn, it's autumn season, which means it's mating season again, and the monkeys are having sex, and this is how their semen looks like. This is real. Like, I actually read the blog, and I translated it using DeepL. And that's so Japanese, like having a side little blog that nobody really reads for a large company, or not a large company, but like for a tourist attraction. And it's really freaking weird, but it's true. It's a real thing. But yeah, it's interesting. And there's also a live camera, so you can sort of monitor, you can sort of see if the monkeys have arrived or not, because there's a live camera. There's a live stream. So that's that. So that's interesting. And the admission is like 800 yen, which is about 20 or 30 something Hong Kong dollars, which is about $5.5 US. I think that's totally worth it. Jikokudani Monkey Park, definitely going there. And then of course the Team Lab Planets is going to be expensive, but a lot of people are saying it's worth it. So yeah, friggin' 3,200 yen, but if it's worth it, then I'll go. I also gonna want to buy an anime figurine in Akihabara just for memory's sake. We'll see about that. But yeah, that's all. And then I and Thomas also talked about internships and how like you have to work for an internship for 3 months if you want to consider it an internship. What the fuck? Then I have never done a single internship in my whole fucking life. I have interned for my mom, but that was 2 months or less. And then, like, whatever Pepper did last semester with the makeup stuff, then that isn't even internship, because that's like 5 days. That's bullshit. That cannot be real. So next Thursday, I'm going to see a counselor. I'm going to walk in and see a counselor. And if I don't have time, I'll call. That's totally fine as well. But it's better in person, I feel like. And that also gave me a really good excuse to go to the main campus and leave the apartment, of course. Um, today, partially the reason why I want to go to the campus for the script writing club leadership meeting, even though I could have gone on Zoom, is that I want to leave. I wanted to go out and do something. And I'm glad I did because I got to see Pepper in person and with Connor. I don't know what's going on with them, but whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. Okay? Yeah, that's all. Yeah. I've texted the church teacher that I'm going to church this Sunday. And yeah. All right, time now is 12:37 afternoon on October 15th. Yeah, I had a really good sleep. I went to bed quite late actually at 3:10 a.m. Unfortunately, but it was a very nice sleep. The aircon is still on. It's still cold. I like it. Um, yeah, I woke up a couple times in the middle, but it wasn't anything significant, and I feel like I had 3,000 dreams. I had a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream, and I forgot all of them, so that's great. And they're also hazy and blurry, anyways. I feel like in one of the dreams I went traveling with my mom to somewhere. That's the only thing I remember. Um, I don't know. It's a whole adventure. It's a whole freaking adventure. But I forgot. I feel like I broke something. Something crazy happened. Um, I don't know. I forgot. But yeah. I feel energized. I had full sleeps for the last 3 days. This is amazing. I feel so blessed. But yeah, anyways, today is gonna be another chill day. I'm not gonna go anywhere except for Nijia Market to buy sushi for tonight's dinner, which is incredibly hype. Um and that's it. Um yeah, I'm gonna hopefully because I'm staying at my home the whole day pretty much today. I have more time to do whatever. I have more time to edit. I have more time to do my university application stuff. I have more time to do my homework and do reviews and watch movies. I want to watch 2046 tonight. I'll watch one episode of K drama. Last night I did some editing for my short film, sound editing, and oh my god, it's a nightmare. It's a whole migraine. And my mouse is getting really glitchy lately. Um, so it's just really frustrating. I edited a little bit right before I went to bed at around 2:10 ish, and I was just like raging. I also did even more research on the whole university application process. So there's commonapp.org, there's ucapp.org, and then there's csuapp.org. And so this is apparently where you start. When you start applying, you start with these three websites. ucapp.org is for UCLA. And then a Common App is for private schools like USC, LMU, and Chapman. And then CSU is for obviously CSUN and CSU Long Beach. And then I have no idea where to apply to NYU, but I don't have to worry about that too much right now because that's April 1st. So, yeah. And then so my first biggest hurdle is really the personal insight questions for UCs. And I'm going to try to start writing them. I'm also going to try to start writing my personal essays. The biggest tip people could give for writing personal essays is be authentic. Don't write the essay for the universities. Don't write it in a way where, don't write the way you think they want to. Write it from the bottom of your heart. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If I write my personal essay from the bottom of my heart, I will sound like a fucking madman. Because if you want me to talk without filter, like I am right now, There are so many occasions when I just sound like a screaming, raging schizophrenic. I need filters, in normal daily life, outside touch grass conversations. I need filters. I don't just say whatever's on my mind, because if I do that, people will think I'm insane. So this will be a challenge. Because if you genuinely ask me what qualifies me to be selected for the UCs, I'll say that I'll have to get into the UCs because it's my destiny. Because I have to succeed. Because I speak English fluently, I love movies, and I'm born just in time. In 2002, I'm born just in time to witness Hong Kong being crushed, and now it has become my reason to exist that I am the I have the responsibility to. I wouldn't say I would single-handedly fix the movie industry of Hong Kong, but at least I will contribute a lot to help it because I have to succeed, which seems like a very terrible reason, but that's the angle I'm going for, really. And that's too dramatic. That's too cinematic of an answer. I mean, it's probably good that it's cinematic, but it's too dramatic for an answer. Another thing is so I looked over the PIQs last night, and I already pretty much found the 3 questions I would like to answer. And one of them is about a challenge. I can basically redo that for my essay for my supplementary material, the challenge essay. And that's going to be social anxiety and how, I used to be very socially anxious. I can't talk to people. I can talk to them, but there's a glass wall between us, blah, 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 blah. Until one day, someone opened up to me, and then I said, okay, you know what? I need to do it. I need to open up. One day I spoke to Mary, the girl I like. And since then, I've changed. And then the plot twist of that essay is that, but she didn't fix my social anxiety. I fixed it myself. I genuinely think this is a very good essay idea. But yeah, a lot of stuff. Essentially, there's that. I want to buy a camera as soon as possible because I pretty much have the lens, the camera, they're dead set. Like, no matter what you say, you're not going to persuade me to choose another camera or another lens. This is dead set. I'm dead serious now. Oh, speaking of which, last night at around 11 p.m., randomly, Cliff, the Malaysian guy, followed me on Instagram. He saw my Instagram story where I took a photo of my laptop screen because I watched Magnolia, and then he was like, hey yo, this is one of my favorite films. And then we had a very nice discussion on Paul Thomas Anderson. Apparently, Paul Thomas Anderson is one of his favorite directors, and he asked me what films I've seen from him, and I said There Will Be Blood, Master, and I said The Master is probably my favorite. And then he also talked about how much he likes Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig, and how much he likes Luca Guadagnino. And then I asked him if he's seen Wong Kar-wai films, and he said he's only watched In the Mood for Love. Come on, bro. Like, he's watched a lot of American films. He watched the entire PTA filmography. But the East Asians, man, they're important too. And then our situation changed because I talked about Fallen Angels and how much I love it and how much I love wide-angle lens. And then he started talking about, I have a wide-angle lens too, and I want to use it strictly for a short film that I'm writing. And I'm like, wow, interesting. And then he talked about how he has like some lens from the 60s and 70s, some vintage lens, and how he's got like 3 lenses and he really likes it. I talked about, I'm actually looking to buy a lens myself as well. And then I talked about Sony and my lens choice, and then he said, that's good, except your lens is f4, which means it's going to do bad in low light. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'll probably crank up the ISO. And he said, well, actually, the Sony native ISO for Sony is 800. And I don't really know what that means, but it's a good thing. He said it's a good thing. He showed me some photos, some stills from Alba short film. He color graded it, and I'm like, wow, the color grading's pretty good here. And he's like, thank you. It's filmed in log, and apparently, originally, Karen, the Russian guy, originally he was gonna film in HLG3, and that would be a pain in the ass for Cliff to grade it. And then that's it. And I wrapped up the conversation nicely by asking him, "Oh, do you know anything? Do I have to attend the? Do you know more information about the Asian World Film Festival?" And he said, "Well, you just need to attend the main event, which is in early November. So that's great." So yeah, that's that, and that's pretty much it. I guess one last thing I could say is about Pepper, and that is, I feel like despite the fact that I and Pepper have hung out together, we drank bubble tea together, we ran on the streets and laughed, I feel like I'm not truly close to her yet. And I think, like, there's so many questions. Like, last night when I was just brainstorming about myself, I realized there are so many things I don't know about Pepper yet. Like, I want to ask Pepper one day, I'll ask her, if you could have a time machine and you could go to the future, would you? Because I'm genuinely interested in her answer. Because I want to dig deeper. I want to know her better. Because I want to find something interesting about her. And I feel like everyone can be interesting. You just need to look at that person in a different perspective. And I want to do that with Pepper. I want to find something interesting about her. So that I can be interested, So, or maybe there are questions like, I asked her about 8th grade syndrome, but it's kind of a weird question. I could have just asked something like, what kind of person are you like back in secondary school? This is a really good question. Have I seen all of you? Like, all sides of you? Because I remember back in, like, the end of April, I and Pepper and Thomas did our Kramer versus Kramer thing, and Pepper argued with me, but it's only acting. But I feel like I've seen her angry side because of that. So it's interesting. Have I seen all of you already? Or are you hiding something from me? And if Pepper asked me that question, I'll say, yeah, I've probably shown all sides to you, but you haven't figured out how it's all connected. I'm like a puzzle piece, So yeah, I talk too much. Fuck. Okay, let's wash this. All this is only 170 calories, by the way. Damn. Okay, let's see if I can fit in a custard bun. I think I can. Oh yeah, there we go. Can I fit in one more? Nah, you know what? I'm good. I'll microwave the other one, I guess. Okay. Alright, here we go. I steamed it for a bit too long, but it's still nice, I guess. Cheers. All right. Time now is 7:03. Came back home. Here's what I got. Soup packets for clam soup. Oh, by the way, $55. Salmon onigiri, sake. For lunch, chicken cutlet sandwich. I bought way more than I had expected. Fuck. This is a Wawa vegetable, aka big bok choy. For dinner tonight, spicy tuna salmon. No salmon. Spicy tuna rolls. Yes. Pineapple Fanta. Chicken karaage. And pork cubes. Right here I got ramen snack. Baby Star. I miss that so much. I got the maple bun, as well as the original flavored Hokkaido milk flavored bun. I got 2 cup noodles. This one. And then I also got this one. And then I got shiitake mushrooms. And then I got the salad, also for tonight. Alright, this dinner. Got sushi here, and I got tofu and the soy sauce marinated fish. This tofu, it's not crispy, but I think this is the best I've ever gotten. The closest I've ever gotten to crispy tofu. Yes. Alright. Let's try the sushi. Very large. How do I do this? Okay. Alright, time now is 8:52 p.m. I'm just gonna wrap it up. Just had a very filling dinner. Very nice. I enjoy sushi. Like it a lot. Here's my ginger ale. Flashback to the time Aoba told me and Javier that the sushi here in Los Angeles is not authentic enough, which is good. I like that attitude. You know, of course, when people from one country come to the friggin' other country, they would realize, man, this country's food from our country is so inauthentic. But then the post version of that is, you know what, I know it's inauthentic, but I tolerate it, it's fine, it's still edible, it's fine, it's nice. And then the post version of that, the post-modernist version of this thought is, yeah, it's inauthentic, and I don't like it. So that's good, you know. But anyways, let's talk about today. I watched half an episode of Miseng, and then I also texted my mom asking her if I can call. So she's like, yes. And I'm like, can I call now? And she's like, yes. So halfway through, I just called my mom for an hour. And we went over several things. One of which is a problem that I only found out today. And that is, in my hard disk, right over there, I'm supposed to have a whole folder inside where it's all my old photos, right? Like, I'm supposed to have a folder inside my hard disk full of my old photos from 2011, 2012, 2013. Photos taken with my dumb little DSLR camera that I broke because of water damage. Including photos that I took in Japan when I went there in 2015. I looked for my hard disk. I looked for that folder in my hard disk. I can't find it. So I thought, okay, maybe it's in the other hard disk. So I got the red one. It's not in there. And then I searched folder to folder to folder, and I thought maybe I accidentally mixed it up. Nope, it's not in the hard disk. I don't know what the fuck happened. I made sure I copied everything, but apparently I didn't. So, and I don't know why it took me until October to find out that I didn't copy everything. So that's a huge issue, but don't worry, because next year, January, I'm going to go back to Hong Kong and then I'll figure this out. And it's not the end of the world. I mean, there are some really important photos in there, but overall, it's not that bad, I guess. I can still live on. Another thing I went over is final confirmation for buying the camera, the Sony camera, which is something that I've been hyped up about for a couple of weeks already. Yeah, so this is the biggest purchase of my life, I think. I mean, of course, if you don't count paying for the school fee for my college and all that stuff. But school fee is more like, things I have to go, like college is a place I have to go in life as a functioning member of society, but a camera isn't necessary. But I truly, truly want a camera, and if I could choose a tangible item for my birthday, as a birthday gift, and not something intangible like love, freedom, and democracy, it would be a Sony camera and a lens. And so I finalized it, and I told my mom about it. I asked my mom about the protection plan, because in Sony, there's a protection plan. There's protection plan, and then there's a protection plan plus. One is $104, and the other is $150. And that's 2 years. And then you can also go for a 3-year protection plan, which is $150 and $200. Hell fucking no, I'm not spending all that. And then my mom told me to pick the highest one, 3 years protection plus, which is $200. If I go for that and then add AE taxes, then that's like fucking $300. I can't do that. And then I searched online on Reddit to see people talking about this, and a lot of people said the protection plan is basically useless. So you know what? Screw it. I'll go for a 2-year protection plan, not the plus, just the basic one. $100 more. It's better than nothing, but I won't go further than that. So there's that. So I have finalized the purchase, and maybe tonight or tomorrow, I will put in my credit card information and I'll click yes. This is it. I'm hesitating because I've never made such a huge purchase before. I've purchased, electronic scales, bathroom scales on Amazon and clocks. I've purchased a t-shirt in Target and a floor mop. I have paid $20-something for lunch, but this is next level, okay? So yeah, I will not financially recover from this. This is 2.5 months of rent, but my mom said it's okay. Speaking of money, I also talked to my mom quite a bit about our Japan trip, which I realize I'm so hyped up about it, but I shouldn't be, because that is not going to happen until late December, and in real normal time, 2 months, actually 1.5 months is not that long of time. But I'm in LA right now, and I don't even know what's going to happen by the end of October. So, you know what? I'm not going to plan too much. I don't want to think too much about this Japan trip, even though I am thinking a lot about it. I shouldn't be. But just to let you know that my budget for Akihabara anime figurines shopping, or maybe not figurines, maybe some others too. My budget is 6,000 yen, which is about 300 Hong Kong dollars, which is very reasonable. I told my mom this, and my mom's like, 300 Hong Kong dollars? I'm gonna let you spend 1,000 Hong Kong dollars, which basically bumps the price up to 1,200 yen. Actually, way more than that. But I'm not gonna spend too much. But yeah, the figurines, their price ranges from like 1,000 yen to 100,000 yen. You never know. There's an A Stop. There's a shop called A Stop, which has secondhand anime figurines, and their figurines are pretty cheap. But then I don't know how cheap they are now. Maybe their price has bumped up, because of the incoming tourist surge. So I don't really know. But good to know. But yeah, my plan for December 21st is pretty much already set. You know, morning, Asakusa. I'm gonna go to the information tourist tower. I'm gonna go to the underground place, grab lunch there by myself, like a nerd. And then I'll go to Akihabara, and then maybe my cousin will join me. If they don't, that's fine. I'll buy a bunch of figurines, and then I'll meet up with my aunt and my grandma, and then maybe my cousin will show up too. We'll have dinner, and then I'll go to Shinjuku probably. And then about the Team Lab Planets thing, my mom wants to spend one of the days during our Karuizawa trip to drive back down to Tokyo again, which is crazy. I mean, it's cool, but also it's like we're just gonna spend 3 hours driving from Karuizawa to Tokyo just for an art exhibition. Like, but yeah, again, that's very far ahead in the future. The most important thing right now, number one priority, is the Uni app. That's undeniable. So, yeah, I talk too much. Personal insight questions and the Duolingo test, I'll work on it ASAP. If I can do the Duolingo test on Monday, I'll do. So I probably won't do tonight. I don't think I'll do tomorrow because there's a biology exam on Monday, and I want to focus studying for that exam first. And then on Monday night, or maybe on Tuesday, let's see if I can do it. If not, then I'll do it on Thursday. But also next Thursday, I want to see a counselor. And I have tons of questions about internships and letters of recs and so on and so forth. And I think that's pretty much it for today. I don't got much else other than uni application. That's a whole shebang. And that's that. All right. Quick update here. Time now is 11:48 p.m. Fuck, I've run out of time again to do anything. Kill me. I just want to say that yesterday I threw out 5 pieces of whole wheat bread because it has mold. Alright, time now is 8:08 a.m. on October 16th. It's been 2 months since round 2 has begun. It's been 2 months because I came back here on August 16th. So, I've survived 2 months and I've gone quite far. But yeah, man, I went to bed at 3 a.m. Damn, I wish I could have gone earlier, but I think 3 a.m. is already a little bit impressive, just a tad bit. I slept for 5 hours. Oh, God, I hate waking up early. I so fucking hate waking up early. And I don't think I had a great sleep either. I woke up like once in the middle. Not in a sudden way, but in a way it's like, wait, have I been awake the whole time? Anyways, today I'm going to go to church. But there are also several things I'm going to do. So last night, I went to the church WhatsApp group and told everyone that I'm going to church because, I don't want to go to church and then everyone's too busy to drive me home. Like, I don't want that. So I need to tell them beforehand. Like, aside from notifying the teacher. So I told them, and then Jonah privately DM'd me on WhatsApp saying, "Oh, I can drive you back home." And then I asked him if we're gonna have a lunch together today, and he said probably. Or he said there should be So yeah. Now aside from church today, I hope it goes well. I hope I get to eat soup noodles. Jesus, I crave soup noodles so much. Um, I hope aside from church, I will also need to study for my biology class today because tomorrow I have a biology exam, the second exam. Also, aside from that, tomorrow night I'm gonna perform one of the most insane things I've ever done. I'm gonna go to Sony.com, put all my items in a shopping cart, and then check out, and then go to Amazon and buy the SD card. Wish me luck. But this is the biggest purchase of my life, and I'm gonna do it. I've been so hyped up about it, yet I've been hesitating. It's just $3,600. Come on, you've got to be serious, right? But yeah, they're serious. Sony is serious. And that's pretty much it for today. Ooh, I turned the aircon down so low. Nothing else. I want to speak to Pepper more. I want to just hang out with Pepper, you know. Okay, one last thing. I'm not gonna do it today, but I'm gonna start writing my personal insight questions. And then maybe Tuesday night I'll do the Duolingo test. And then after I finish it, I'll teach Pepper how to do it. Okay. And I think that's it. And then on Thursday I'm gonna see a counselor. And then on Friday I'll go to Ralph's. Oh, last night I weighed myself. I'm at a new low since round 2. I'm at 126.7 pounds. Fuck. And I have no idea why. It's like LA is a magical place. I just can't help but lose weight. I just can't help it. No matter how hard I try. I'm eating 2,100 calories per day right now, and it's still not enough. Maybe it's because I didn't have enough sleep in the last couple of weeks in my social boom. Maybe it's because I eat a lot of calories but not enough nutritious calories. Maybe it's because I exercise too much, like I walk around too much and I stand too much, and I do these exercises sometimes, like push-ups and sit-ups. Maybe I do them too much and I burn these calories back. But either way, I'm at an all-time low. Fuck. I really need to get back to 130 something. So I'm gonna try my very best. I'll eat more. I'll still exercise on Monday and Thursday. It's important. I'll eat way more and I'll try to fill up my calories, but eat something nutritious. You know.
Chào chị Linh. Cái này bảng số 3 phải không?
你之前好似有講過話，即係幫人 farewell 嘅時候，佢就企喺門口。
哇！佢真係做。Alright, time now is 3:11 p.m. I came back home about an hour ago, and let's talk about today. ASAP. I don't want to stall time. Okay. So, today's church was a lot more satisfying than the last 2 times I've gone there before. So, I ate 1.5 peanut butter cookies. It was fucking torture. I hate those cookies. And I hopped onto the church teacher's car, arrived at the church. Today's really cool, really chilled day. The weather's really nice. The sky was sort of cloudy. Sermon, almost fell asleep, but it was fine. It wasn't that bad. And then a lot of people showed up today. So the siblings, Jonah and his girlfriend, the cellist girl, and even the UCLA girl is here as well. And I haven't seen her since mid-July. So that's that, you know. Yeah, I haven't seen her since early July actually. So it's been a while. It's nice. And I after the church sermon, me, the cellist girl, the UCLA girl, and the pastor's son, who's the main actor for my cloud busting short film, we walked to the bakery. We got our breads. I ate it. I'm gonna again focus more on eating more food because I need to eat more. But right now, I also need to focus on eating nutritious food. But anyways, I got the custard bun thing, which is funny because yesterday I already ate something similar, but it's different. You know, yesterday it was dim sum. Today it's more like a bread thing. Okay, Bible study, Sunday school. Didn't talk much, didn't say much, but it was nice. It was chill. It went by, and then afterwards, me, the pastor's son, Jonah, and the older brother of the sibling, 4 guys, we went for lunch. And I was craving soup noodles. For the last couple of weeks, I've been craving soup noodles. But I honestly don't want to be the decider for where to go for lunch. At the end, one of them suggested Thai food, but I had Thai food on Wednesday already. Thai again is fine, but soup noodles, please. And then someone else recommended pho, which is a Vietnamese soup noodles. So they're like, yeah, sure, let's go. So we went to Pho 87, which is a restaurant in Chinatown, walking distance. Went in there, ordered myself a $14 bowl of beef noodles, which is very friggin' satisfying. I added spicy sauce. There's a mint, the fatty beef. God damn, I miss soup noodles like this. God damn, it was amazing. I enjoyed it a lot. And that's pretty much it. Paid $17.6, tax and tips included. Left. And then Jonah drove me back home. On the way, we talked a lot about cameras because, again, lately, for the last couple of weeks, I've been on a camera and lens rabbit hole, and I'm pretty much dead set on the cameras and lenses, and I'm gonna purchase them tonight. Yes, I'll make that huge decision, and I'll make that decision tonight. So there's that. We talked a little bit, and of course I have to mention it to him because here's my haircut plan. My hair is real long now. Now I could be a little more patient and wait for it to grow longer so that it, you know, grows longer and become a helmet. But here's the thing. I'm gonna go to a trip by the end of December, and I want to have a haircut right before, so mid-December. And if I have a haircut later, now there's no way in hell am I gonna wait another 2 months until late December until I have a haircut. I want to have a cut fresh. So it'll be good if I have a haircut mid, or right now is already late October. If I can have a haircut late October and then another one in mid-December, it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be perfect. So I want to have a haircut ASAP. So I told Jonah, and Jonah's like, yeah, we can work some time out. And that's pretty much it. Jonah, the pastor's son, the older brother of the sibling, and another guy played board games yesterday at Jonah's place, and Jonah actually filmed a video. And apparently, it didn't turn out well, and I asked him what's it for, and apparently it's for Jonah's YouTube channel, because he wants to do a board game YouTube channel in Cantonese, which is rare. So that's really cool, and that really makes me want to film more movie reviews and album reviews in my Cantonese channel as well. I need to pick that up again. So there's that. Nothing else. Earlier this morning I had a stomach ache and I didn't know why. Maybe it's because I drank cold water the first thing in the morning and it sort of fucked me up. But my stomach hurted, my belly hurted a few times, and then at some point during the sermon it stopped. Because I'm really good at that. I'm so fucking experienced with stomach aches that I will just endure it and then it'll disappear. The pain will be gone. But of course I come back home and the pain I get more relaxed when I'm alone at home in my bedroom, and then the pain resurges, so I have to go to the bathroom. So there's that. I don't know if it's cold water or did I eat something wrong. I think it's just the cold water that just fucks me up. But yeah, there's that. But that's pretty much it. So yeah. All right, let's go. Sony A7 III. Boom. Right here. Body only. $2,000. Add to cart. Sony Protection Plus, 2 years. Yes. There we go. View cart. Okay, that's one. That's the camera and the protection, and then the lens. Sony. I can just type 16 to 35. This is a little more tricky. It's a little harder to find. It's neither of these. Nope, not this, not this, not this, not this. Nope. Yep, it's really tough to find. Shoot. Frick. Okay. Frick. How did I find it last time? F4. Not this, not this, not this. Oh my god. It's so difficult. I can't find it. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we freaking go. $1,200. That's a cart. Check out, and then it should be 3,600, and it's 33. But after I add all this, it should be 3,600. Yes. All right, here we go. I've entered my credit card information, and let's do it. Oh, what the? Oh no. I ran out of time. It kicked me out of the session. God damn it. Alright, hold on. Okay, holy crap. Review order, contact information. This is my address, delivery method. Okay, here we go. Sony A7 III. And this lens. 3,600. I agree. And the most epic purchase of my life. The most epic purchase of my life. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Oh shit! Okay. Got it. That's 2.5 months of rent. It better be worth it. It better be worth it, okay? Alright, time now is 7:56 p.m. I'm gonna wrap it up right now. I haven't even had dinner. I had the salmon onigiri that I bought yesterday and dipped it in soy sauce and had it as a quick dinner part 1. And then I'm gonna have steak, white potatoes, and then probably some onions and mushrooms fried together. The thing is, I realized that aside from onions and that Fuji apple, I have no vegetables left in my fridge at all. And this sort of means that instead of going to Ralph's next Friday, I'm going to go next Tuesday. If I have time tomorrow after class, but next Tuesday, yeah. So there's that. So the lineup for next week is tomorrow, Biology 3 exam. Tuesday, I will have film history class. And then I will go to Ralph's, hopefully Duolingo test. I don't know anything about that test yet, but I'll try to figure out a way to do it so that I could teach Pepper. Wednesday, film 32, I'm the first AC. Thursday, I'm going to visit the counselor. Friday, actually the good thing that I don't go to Ralph's on Friday because there's a script writing club meeting. I just remembered that. Saturday, I got nowhere, rest. Sunday, I'm going to go to the church again. I also want to do the laundry for my bed because I haven't changed my bed sheets for 2 months already. So that's a thing. But yeah, the significant thing that happened today is basically I bought the camera. I spent $3,619 US dollars for the camera, the lens, and the simple 2-year protection plan. And then on top of that, I spent about $58 on one 256 gigabyte SD card. So all in total, 3,770 US dollars. That is 28,800 Hong Kong dollars. Is it worth it? I hope so. Sony A7 III is really one of the best mirrorless cameras you can ever get. And mirrorless is good. I like mirrorless. Full frame, which is good. I like that. It's quick. It's nice. There's A7 IV, but too expensive for me. The lens should be amazing. It's $1,200 lens. It should be amazing. It should be an amazing lens. Like the autofocus, the aperture, the internal zoom. You can zoom with the lens, but it's not going to extend. It's done internally, which is absolutely insane. So it's a high quality lens, and the SD card is high quality as well. I did tons of research on the SD card. 256 gigabyte SanDisk Extreme Pro V30, 200 megabytes per second reading speed. This is the perfect SD card for me. It's the best one. It's the so I'm going to film in HD, aka 2K in 1080p, and I'm going to film in 30 frames per second. And if I do that with a 50 megabytes per second bitrate, then a 256 gigabyte SD card will last me 10.5 hours. Now, if I estimate that, okay, the longest vlog I've ever made for one day is Central before I left, December 19th of last year, I believe. That vlog was so long I had to separate it into 3 parts, but it's nearly 3 hours long. This means that this 256 gigabyte SD card will last me about 3.5 days at the longest, and that is if I film everything. Okay? But normally, if you look at my other vlogs, my latest Hong Kong vlogs, it's usually like an hour per vlog, sometimes 2 hours. Now for the Japan trip, I'm probably going to film a lot as well. Let's say 2 hours a day. This is still 5 days. I'll only have to unload it into my hard disk once. And that's okay. Even if I have to unload it onto my hard disk multiple times, it's okay. So it's a great SD card. Essentially, that's what I'm trying to say. Again, I will study for the biology exam. I'm not that worried about it, so it should be okay. I want to ask Pepper about the PIQs, and I have gathered a list of questions I would like to ask the counselor next Thursday. The Indian professor hasn't responded to me with the internship stuff, and even if I get an official 3-month long part-time internship, it's too fucking late. Okay, it's too fucking late. But then again, I don't know much about how internships work in relation with UC and uni applications in general. I'll have to ask the counselor. And then I will probably text Christian's friend Lucas to ask him to score my short film. And that's pretty much it. Not a bad day. It's funny how last Wednesday went down like a huge turning point, like the beginning of my downfall. But I'm legit convinced that Pepper and Connor didn't see me. Yeah, I think Pepper's still nice to me. I guess we'll see next Wednesday. We'll see if Pepper's still really nice to me. I don't know. But one thing is now that I've purchased my camera, which is extremely hyped by the way. Okay, by the way, the SD card will arrive in early November, which is fucked because the camera's arriving in about 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 business days. Which is basically 2 to 3 days. But I'll have to wait for another 2 weeks for my SD card. So I won't be able to film anything. I'll be able to play with it, but I won't be able to film anything. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, now here's a little trivial thing. Earlier, about a month ago, I said yes to helping Pepper edit her short film. And Pepper said, I'm gonna give you money, or at least like let me, treat you to a meal. And I'm like, nah, no thank you. And it'll be nice to have a meal with Pepper, but honestly, she doesn't have to like treat me or anything. And then my counter argument is, you know what, I'm gonna borrow your camera, because for the CSU application, I need to use your camera to take photos. Well, now I don't, because I will be getting my own camera. So now she owes me a favor. She will owe me a favor. I definitely won't let her treat me a whole ass meal. If I get to have a meal with her, just because, like it's not just a hangout thing. Like it's not just a film class thing. Like if we leave the apartment and go to a place just to eat, just because we want to, then that concept is already great enough as a favor return. Like, I'm not looking for money, man. So, yeah. I mean, I need money, though. I've never spent so much money on a freaking gadget before. I've actually never cooked shiitake mushrooms before, so this is new. Cooked it with onions. Definitely doesn't fit this dish at all. Oh my god. Alright, time now is 11:22 a.m. in the morning on October 17th. It's a Monday. So, last night once again, I bailed out on doing anthropology homework. For the last few days, I haven't done any anthropology homework at all. I mainly did revision for my biology exam, which is going to take place today. And that's pretty much it. I watched the rest of She-Hulk, but when I started watching it, it was already like 1 a.m. And if I had to watch 5 episodes of She-Hulk without any skipping, it would be like, I don't know, 3:15 or 3:30 by the time I finish it. So I decided to watch all of these episodes on 1.5 times speed, and I don't regret that at all. So I ended up going to bed at 3 a.m. I slept until 9:50 and actually woke up, and then shortly after I woke up, Cindy decided to turn off the aircon. I could literally hear her storming out of her bedroom, clicking the aircon button to stop the aircon and then go back to her room. And of course I can't sleep like that, so I went out and I clicked back auto so it's not on forcefully. If it drops below 68 Fahrenheit, it will be turned back on. If it's above or equal to 68, it won't do anything. At least let me have that. But yeah, I couldn't fall asleep after that. I couldn't fall asleep for a whole hour, I think. And then I tried my very, very best to fall asleep. Didn't really work until the end when I think I sort of did fall asleep-ish. REM state. That's pretty much it. I'm in my pajamas now, so this means I'm gonna do some exercises on my bed, some sit-ups, some push-ups. It's gonna be cool. I'm gonna do She-Hulk review, and then I'm gonna go to biology class, and I'm gonna do the exam. I'm gonna do exam 2. Wish me luck. It shouldn't be that tough. You don't mess with me, okay? And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I asked Pepper a question last night about personal insight questions, and right now Pepper hadn't responded to me yet. It's not the first time, but she's probably too busy to read that text. and I'm excited for the camera and the lens and the SD card. So I received an email last night saying the SD card may arrive earlier in late October, between late October to like November 1st, between October 29th to November 1st, which is a bit better. I don't know why an SD card is taking so long. Just one card. I just need one card. That's it. I paid $58, 58 US dollars for one tiny card. And I have to wait like 3 weeks to get it. It shouldn't take that long. Please let me have it. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. I was gonna say something. Right, I received an email. Actually, I receive emails like this from time to time, but I never really paid attention to these sorts of emails until now. There's an email, like, as a film student in my college, I think I automatically receive these emails, but there's an internship opportunity. Holy shit. I'm gonna say yes. So, boom. I'm gonna tell Pepper about this and I'm gonna say yes. Duolingo test, I'm gonna probably do it tomorrow night. I'll do some practice tests tonight and then I'll do it tomorrow night so that I can help Pepper. Again, like, even if Pepper just thinks I'm boring, like, maybe after Pepper had met other people, she realized, man, this Enoch guy is really boring, or maybe he's just too weird and he's just lame. I don't want to speak to him anymore. That's fine, okay? I think I'm already really satisfied with what I have. So, you know. But one thing is, I promised Pepper, I promised to help Pepper to get into universities. I should at least fulfill that promise, okay? And then afterwards, if she doesn't want to see me ever again, then I guess I have no choice. But the situation right now is not that dire. It's not that dire. And then, yeah, I think my face is doing pretty well. I don't have any acne. For the first time in 2 months, I don't have any acne on my face. I have acne remnants, but they're not acne. They're just like scars on your face after you have acne. But I'm like clean now again, which is really nice. Let's keep it that way. It's been a long time since this side of my face has been this clean. So yeah, that's really good. And that's all for today. One more thing, I just checked the Amateur Art House Film Festival Best Editing nominations, which just dropped. Guess what, baby? Guess what? My ass got nominated again. Yo! Yeah, so I just got nominated again. I'm so happy because it doesn't make sense if I get nominated for best sound design but not editing. I worked my ass off editing that, okay? So yeah, let's go, boys, let's go. I hope I win too, but that's not likely because I'm an amateur editor. I haven't even studied editing. I've never taken any editing classes. I'm an amateur. But yeah, yay. Alright, so back in mid-August, I lost a chunk of my fake tooth again. And ever since then, I've placed my fake tooth here. Today, I was wiping my table and I accidentally dropped it off. I looked around and I believe in myself, okay? It's a big room, but I know I can find a small piece of fake tooth. I'm a genius. I really am. I can't even pick it up. Alright, time now is 9:22 p.m. Let's talk about today. Let's wrap it up as well. So, I quickly cooked myself lunch, which is an onion omelet with smoked ham, smoked turkey ham, and then I went out to college. I was a bit early. I went to biology 3 class, took my exam, and as expected, this exam is quite tough. It's tougher than last time. I think it's partially because I didn't study enough. Last time I didn't study at all, basically. Aside from maybe a little bit on that morning. But that's because the chapters that the last exam went over are easier. This time we went over photosynthesis and respiration, which are easily 2 of the toughest chapters in any biology course ever, okay? Plus mitosis, meiosis, and reproduction. So, yeah, there were some pretty tough questions in the multiple choices part. There were some parts that just confused the hell out of me. So I don't expect myself to do as well as last time. But that's okay, because after listening to other people's thoughts, I think I may do pretty well. I think I may get a 90% anyways. Now, that's because that's the opposite of why you would think it is. After the exam, okay, I finished a little late. A lot of the boys left already. And I finished pretty late. I went out and I met up with the boys, the males of the class. And they were all pretty confident. They're all like, yeah, it's not that bad. I think I'll get a 60 something out of 70. And then I realized, yeah, I don't think I did really well, but I think that's just me being insecure. You know, I think I got this. So yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, actually rewind before the exam started. Me, the white guy who sits next to me, and other 2 guys, one white, one Latino. They were both sitting down and we chatted a little bit. You know, the males, the boys. I don't know why I'm emphasizing that, but there's a guy who's like wearing glasses. He's like an anime fan because he wore a JoJo shirt on the first day. He talked about how he broke up with his girlfriend last Saturday, and because of that he wasn't in the mood to study at all, so he basically didn't even study. He's just like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just ruin this exam and then I'll study harder for the next few exams, and that will compensate for this. And I'm just thinking, like, I'm so glad not a lot of people, in fact, none of the people I've met have asked me about my romantic life, because it doesn't even exist. I'm just so glad that's the case. Like, aside from the stupid Spanish class assignment, like little Spanish class breakout room activity, like nobody has ever questioned, or actually my second host did. That's it. Nobody else had asked me something like that, and I'm so thankful, because I wish people don't know, and I don't need to know other people's romantic lives as well. I don't need to know, and I don't want to know. Knowing is hurting. I don't care what is the truth, I just don't want to know. So there's that. But anyways, I digress. We had the exam, and then afterwards we have the lab activity. Prior going to class, I made an Instagram story where I took a photo of my notes and I said, why did I decide to take this class? And Leslie, the Chinese girl, liked my story, and Cliff, the Malaysian guy, liked it as well. And Leslie asked me, oh, why? Then drop it. Why are you taking it? And I said, oh, it's for general education. And she's like, oh man, you know. And then she asked me, oh, you're taking the biology class now? And I'm like, yeah. No, she asked me, did I take this class? She asked me what class it is, and it said biology 3. And she asked me, have you taken this class? And I said, I'm taking right now. And then she's like, now? Like today? And I said, yeah. And then she asked me if I'm in the campus, and I said, yeah. And she's like, oh, me too. So we have a lab activity, which is very silly and stupid. The professor essentially printed a bunch of card paper of different colors and handed it to us, and we had to grab a pair of scissors and cut it and build a chain of DNA out of it. And I get it, it's fun, but it's also silly. I'm not in kindergarten anymore. And it's so much work. Like, these nucleotide shapes are so difficult to cut out. The white guy sitting next to me, he was like, there's no way am I cutting this shit. He cut up a couple papers and that's it, he gave up. I gave up too. I don't want to cut it anymore. So I just gave up. I just stopped. And the thing is, tonight at 6 p.m., there's a Zoom meeting. So earlier this morning, I think I mentioned this, but I received an email telling me that there will be a Zoom meeting tonight about paid internships and job opportunities, film related. And I'm like, holy shit, that's exactly what I was looking for. So I wanted to join, except my class ends at 6:30 and the Zoom meeting opens at 6. So I'm like, okay. So I continue with the class until it's over, 6:30. The lab assignment wasn't even over. There's another electrophoresis, gel electrophoresis lab activity that I didn't even complete. There's a Japanese American dude. I left. No, originally there's another white dude by our table. That white dude was like, okay, I'm gonna finish the assignment. I'm gonna finish the lab activity, even though I have another class. So the professor heard him, and the professor's like, okay, Enoch, you do it then. Or maybe she forgot my name. She just told me to do it. So I put on my gloves and I'm like, you know what? I actually have a Zoom meeting. So I told the Japanese American guy to do it. So he did it at the end. We all exchanged IG information and I left. Thus, I gained 2 IGs. I immediately left the classroom and I put on my earbuds and I went into the Zoom meeting with shitty campus Wi-Fi. Not as shitty as here though. And I hopped on the Zoom meeting. And all at the same time, Leslie, the Chinese girl, told me she's outside the cafe right now. So I'm like, cool, I want to meet her. So I walked to the cafe and then I said, I'm here. And then she said, oh, I'm at the bus stop now. I'm waiting for the bus. And I'm like, oh wait, the bus stop is literally 2 minutes away. So I walked to the bus stop and I saw her. And I was in a hurry because I was simultaneously listening to a Zoom meeting. So she told me in Mandarin. She said, I was in the cafe, but I came here. And she said it really fast. I know what she's saying, but she said it really fast and I don't really know how to respond. So I'm like, yeah. And then I guess she thought I didn't understand her. So she asked me, can I actually understand Mandarin? And I said, yeah, if you speak very slowly. I do want her to speak more Mandarin to me because I think that's a great way to practice my Mandarin, because I'm going to need that. If I were to make movies in the future in Taiwan, I would definitely need to pick up some Mandarin skills. So right now is a good place to start picking up languages again. But yeah, and then she said congratulations to my short film getting nominated for Best Sound Design, and earlier today Best Editing, but she doesn't know that because I didn't repost that because I don't want to come off cocky. Okay, one time is enough. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. And then she left. She went to another campus called the PAC. I've never been there. Apparently it's a music campus. So that's interesting. Anyways, yeah, oh, that's interesting because I want to get to know people who can play Chinese traditional music to help me score my films in the future. Yeah, that's interesting. I should keep that in mind. But another thing to keep in mind is there's a Zoom meeting I'm listening to about internship opportunities that are film related, which I very desperately need to brush up my resume. And to my surprise, 60 people showed up to the Zoom meeting. 60 people. It's amazing. Pepper didn't show up. Pepper asked me for the link. I gave her a link and she said thanks, and I said no problem, but she didn't join. At the end, however, I found out that Cliff the Malaysian guy is in the Zoom meeting, as well as Theo the Italian man, the current president of Film Club. I know 2 people there. I am so fucking ingenious. Like, holy shit. Like, right now, I'm at a point in life where whenever I'm confused with something, whenever I need help with something, I can just say the word. There's always someone to talk to. So again, there's Cliff, the Malaysian guy. A little bit later, I'm going to just ask him. I'm just going to ask him about this Zoom meeting, and then I can tell Pepper. And if not, I can ask Theo, but I trust Cliff a little more because I had a conversation with him more. And if I have any confusions about letters of recommendation and whatever, I can just ask Michelle, the Middle Eastern American girl. I am so fucking resourceful. It's amazing. And I haven't texted Christian's friend Lucas yet. I'm gonna do that tonight. But wow. Okay, addendum. During class, during lab, during the lab activity, the white guy next to me was like, I can't wait to eat. I'm so hungry. And I said, I can't wait to go home. And he asked me, what are you going to do when you go home? And I said, I don't know, rest. And he's like, training, workout. He's a huge workout guy. Like, he has a picture of like his shirtless body on his Instagram or something. He's a huge workout guy, I can tell. Even though he's not buff. But, you know, he's definitely better than me. Fucking matchstick. And I'm like, no, I don't have stuff, you know. And he said, well, do calisthenics or something. I don't know what does that word mean. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you don't know what is calisthenics? And I'm like, no. And he said, oh, it's exercise with your body weight. And the other white guy sitting across me, who is a lot buffer, he's like, yeah, like push-ups and sit-ups. And I'm like, oh. And that's fucking ironic because I literally did push-ups and sit-ups this morning on my bed. But I do realize that if I look at myself in the mirror, I'm kind of fucking skinny. That should be the thumbnail shot. So that's kind of bad. So I don't know. Like, my plan is to work out every morning, Monday and Thursday, but maybe I need to up it more. And I realized that to a lot of people this should be easier because people gain weight a lot easier, and people gain muscle mass a lot easier, whereas I don't because I'm bad. Okay. So I should do this more often, and I should eat even more. So that's something that I should think about. But that's pretty much it for today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my mind is tired right now, but I can't speak very well and fluently. I'm hyped up for the camera, which is apparently going to arrive tomorrow night. So hype, I guess. And the SD card is now estimated to arrive at October 26th. So it went from early November to October 29th to October 26th. Hopefully it gets pushed earlier. Nothing else. I feel a lot more relaxed now after the biology exam is over. But I still got shit to do. I still got Duolingo tests. I still got uni app. But today has been a good day. Like, at least in the morning, I felt like a winner. I got nominated for best editing. I lost a small chunk of fake tooth and I found it again. You know, Pepper responded to me, so she doesn't hate me. There's still this sense of impending doom that Pepper may find out about my YouTube channel, the vlogs. I mean, she already found out. It's only a matter of time until she found out about the vlogs. I just wish that by then she will have known me enough that she will forgive me for these vlogs. And that she doesn't even need to forgive me because there's nothing to forgive by then. If she understands me enough. That's just something I hope. And that's it. But otherwise, I think today is a huge W. Again, with the camera purchase, with the nomination. I mean, everything's just going really well this morning. Yeah. Yeah, more exercise. Maybe I'll do some more push-ups right before bed.